I'm your host, Theron Sanders, and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Kate, and this is breaking news. It is April 1st, 2021. COVID-19 is on the downfall due to widespread use of vaccines.
Also breaking news. President Nixon and Watergate.
What?
So we all know the current president of the United States, Richard Nixon, am I right?
That was like 40 years ago, but okay.
Yeah. Well, he was recently impeached for his part in the infamous Watergate scandal. Apparently, the president had some sort of involvement with a break-in that occurred at the Democratic National Committee headquarters. This headquarters is located in the Watergate complex.
You know the breaking news segment. Well, the producers just told me that that's what we're doing today, regardless of the fact that it was 40 years ago. So yeah, Watergate was possibly the largest political scandal of all time, at least by U.S. standards.
And why is that?
This is because it was one of the first attempts at interfering with what is supposed to be the most basic right of a democracy, the election.
Even before the events of Watergate, the Nixon administration had been doing a lot of shady things.
Yes, usually a group of people from the Nixon administration called the plumbers did illegal things like breaking and entering to silence those who could tarnish the president's reputation.
Those plumbers were somewhat related to the Committee to Re-elect the President, also known as CREEP. CREEP often did sketchy things like forged letters to sabotage the president's opponents.
Yes, but none of these sketchy things were really breaking news until the events at the Watergate office complex in Washington, D.C.
4 people were arrested in the building after an attempt at listening in on the DNC's, the Democratic National Committee's, phone calls.
These men weren't connected to the president at first, but after more and more people confessed to lying, destroying evidence, and other incriminating things, the president became more and more connected.
The cases that occurred were getting closer and closer to the president until he had to force many of his closest workers to resign. This was done in an attempt to make him look as innocent as possible.
Without guaranteed proof implicating involvement, it seems that Nixon was home free, but a low-ranking official stated that there were recording devices in the Oval Office.
Nixon refused to hand over the recordings of his conversations. When Archibald Cox pressed the president further, he was fired.
After the courts pressed Nixon for the transcripts of the recordings, he resisted but ended up giving in.
At this point, however, the world was against Nixon, and when he released the real recordings, the impeachment started.
Shortly after the impeachment started, President Nixon resigned.
That is all the news we have today. Thank you for watching. This has been Theron.
I'm Kate.
And as always, watch the news or you lose. Sorry. Breaking news. Former President Nixon pardoned by current President Gerald R. Ford.